Good day everyone, we are Group 5. We are discussing tests on hypotheses for a single sample. In statistic, we often want to know about entire population but can't measure everyone, so we use sample to estimate population, characteristics. Example, the average height of student in Batangas State University. When two claims existing about population. In statistic, gusto nating malaman ang katangian ng isang population, gaya ng average ng tangkad ng mga estudyante sa isang university. Pero dahil hindi natin kayang sukatin lahat ng tao sa population, gumagamit tayo ng sample para makuha ang estimate or idea tungkol sa population. Kapag may dalawang magkaibang claim o pahayag tungkol sa isang population, dito pumapasok ang hypothesis testing. Ito ay isang paraan upang malaman kung alin sa dalawang claim ang mas tama based sa datos o ebidensya. Example nito is yung bulb does 1,000 hour versus less than 1,000 hour. We use hypothesis testing to decide which one is more accurate. In real-world use is quality control, medicine, engineering, research. Next. Hypothesis testing. What is hypothesis testing? Hypothesis testing is isang decision making process na ginagamit para suriin ng mga pahayag or claim tungkol sa population. Layunin nitong malaman kung sapat ang ebidensya mula sa sample data upang tanggapin o reject ang isang hypothesis. Ginagamit ito upang sagutin ang tanong na enough nga ba yung proof para sabihin na may pagbabago o may pagkakaiba-iba. Dalawang uri ng hypothesis. Null hypothesis. Ito ang original claim or assumption. Sinasabi nito walang pagbabago o pagkakaiba-iba. Halimbawa, ang average ng lifespan ng isang light bulb ay 1,000 hours. Kunwari, ginagamit ang mga simbolong equal, greater than, or less than. Ang pangalawa naman ay alternative hypothesis. Ito naman ang panibagong claim na gusto nating patunayan. Sinasabi nitong may pagbabago o may pagkakaiba-iba. Halimbawa, ang average ng lifespan ng bulb ay mas mababa sa 1,000 hours. Ang mga simbolo ito is not equal, greater than, or less than. Mga posibleng pagkakamali. Sa hypothesis testing, may pagkakataon na magkakamali tayo ng desisyon. May dalawang uri ng errors, yung type 1 at type 2 errors. Sa type 1 errors, dito is ang null hypothesis is totoo at may correct na decision na hindi nire-reject ang hypothesis. At ang type 1 error is nire-reject niya yung hypothesis. Sa null hypothesis is false is tama yung decision niya but nire-reject siya ng null hypothesis. Type 1 error is nagre-reject ang totoo. So type 2 error is hindi natin nire-reject kahit mali. Example, sinasabing okay ang bulb kahit sira na pala. Tapos sa significance level naman is ito yung level of risk na handa tayong tanggapin para magkamali. Kunwari, gagamit tayo ng 0.0 or 5%. Ibig sabihin, may 5% na chance na magkakamali tayo sa pag-reject ng null hypothesis. Tapos sa confidence interval naman is pinapakita nito ang range ng possible values kung saan malalaman nandoon ang totoong population value. Halimbawa, kung may 95% na confidence interval, ibig sabihin 95% sure tayo na tunay na values at nasa loob ng range na iyon.
Okay, next slide. One-sided and two-sided hypothesis. A one-tailed hypothesis takes check for a statistically significant result in one specific direction, greater than or less than. while a two-tailed test check a significant difference in either direction, either higher or lower. In this slide, ang one-tailed hypothesis ay ginagamit kung gusto nating malaman kung may pagbabago o epekto sa isang direksyon lamang, tulad ng mas mataas o mababa. Samantalang ang two-tailed hypothesis ay tinitingnan ang posibilidad ng pagbabago sa parehong direksyon. Ibig sabihin, sa two-tailed test, maaaring maging mas mataas o mas mababa ang resulta kaysa sa inaasahan. Mahalaga ang tamang pagpili ng test dahil nakakapekto ito sa interpretasyon ng ating resulta. So, nandito yung ating iba't ibang type of test. Left-tailed, one-sided, right-tailed, one-sided, and two-tailed. Form of alternative hypothesis, yung meaning ng left-tailed is mean as less than a specific value. Right-tailed is mean is greater than a specific value. And then, the two-tailed is mean equal specific value. Ang symbol natin is greater than, less than, or not equal. Ang example natin is ito. Then, ito yung okay, next slide. P-value in hypothesis test. The p-value is a number that helps you decide whether your results support or reject the hypothesis. It measures how likely it is to get the observed data or something more extreme. If the null hypothesis is true, a small p-value, typically 0.05, means that the result is unlikely due to chance, so you reject the null hypothesis. Dito sa slide na to is the p-value sa hypothesis test. Ang p-value namin ay tumutulong upang malaman kung gaano kalakas ang ebidensya laban sa null hypothesis. Kapag ang p-value ay mas mababa sa 0.05, sinasabi nitong may sapat na ebidensya para reject ang null hypothesis. Ngunit kapag mataas naman ang p-value, ibig sabihin ay walang sapat na ebidensya at hindi natin dapat i-reject ang null hypothesis. Madaling sabi, mas maliit ang p-value, mas malakas ang ebidensyang laban sa null hypothesis. Okay. This is the t-test table. Makikita sa slide na to ang t-test table. Ginagamit upang malaman kung sapat ang ating computed value upang reject ang null hypothesis. Ang talahanayang ito ay naglalaman ng mga critical values na based sa ating degrees of freedom at significance level. Malaga ito dahil dito nakabase ang ating final na desisyon kung tatanggapin o tatanggihan natin ang null hypothesis. Sa madaling salita, ito ay nagsisilbing gabay sa tamang interpretasyon ng ating test results. Okay, next slide. General procedure for test hypothesis. Hindi ko na isa-isahin pero paliwanag ko na lang. Ang hypothesis testing ay may sistematikong proseso upang makagawa ng tamang desisyon batay sa datos. Una, tinakda natin na null alternative, ang hypothesis. Pangalawa, tinakda natin yung significance level. Pagkatapos ang kinakalkula ang test statistic at inihahambing ito sa critical value o p-value. Sa uli, ginagawa natin ang conclusion kung dapat bang reject o tanggapin natin ang null hypothesis batay sa nabuong ebidensya. So, number 6 ay make decision. If p-value is reject, then evidence supports the alternative hypothesis. And if p-value is less than a fail to reject, to HO, not enough evidence to support the alternative. The number 7 is state the conclusion. Interpret the result in context of the problem. Ang example nito is there's enough evidence to conclude that the average test score is not equal to 50.
So, meron tayong test of mean of normal distribution of variance known. So, a z-test is a statistical test used to determine whether a significant difference between the hypothesized mean, which is the claim of the manufacturer, and the computed mean, which is the actual performance of effectivity of a specific team or between the mean of two groups when the population variance is known and the sample size is equal or greater than 30. So, gagamitin po natin yung z-test po if either yung population size po natin ay more than 30 or meron po tayong population variance. So, ang example po natin sa pinagkaiba po ng hypothesized mean at sa computed mean po, ang hypothesized mean po, for example, meron tayong difference ng hypothesized at computed. Meron tayong bagong labas sa cellphone na 36 hours daw ang tagal, sabi ng manufacturer ng battery life. Ito yung hypothesized mean. Ito yung claim ng manufacturer. Pero, yung tinas ng isang vlogger na phone reviewer, ang phone battery life lang ay 28 hours. Ito yung computed mean natin. Meron tayong uses in the real world like manufacturing, medicine, energy, engineering, education and research, and business and finance. For example, bakit natin tinatest ang z-statistic at z-test? Ito ay para makuha natin ang effectiveness of product, services, and performance ng mga bagay-bagay sa real world. For example, sa manufacturing, nagtetest tayo ng product, kino-compare natin yung performance versus yung claim natin. Sa medicine naman, bine-verify natin yung effectiveness ng isang gamot na bagong labas. Sa energy, validating power output or efficiency. Sa engineering naman, testing of strength of materials at system reliability. Sa education at research, comparing experimental results with real-world examples. Sa business and finance, comparing company performance to targets. So, ang formula natin ay ito. Z is equals to the x bar minus rho over the standard deviation over the square root of our number of populations. So, tapos, sa pagtetest natin ng if reject or fail to reject, kapag left tail tayo, if z is less than the z critical value, then we reject HO. So, tapos naman, if z is more than the z critical value, kapag left tail tayo, we fail to reject HO. Sa right tail naman, kabaliktaran. So, kapag ang z is less than the critical value, we fail to reject. Kapag z is greater than the z critical value, we fail to reject. Tapos, we reject HO if the sample is far enough from the claim, or the claim is probably false or different. We fail to reject HO if the sample is close to the claim, if malapit in values, and can say the claim is wrong. So next po. Ito po example natin. A random car manufacturer claims it can run its new electric car for 150 kilometers of charge without stopping. However, when an auto journalist tested 30 cars, it was only able to drive 386 kilometers on average before needing to recharge. With a standard deviation of 30 and a level of significance of 0.05, the auto journalist claiming about the range are the auto journalists claiming about the range of the car true? So, kukuhanin po natin yung values mula sa given. So, meron po tayong 386 kilometers. Ito po yung tinas ng auto journalist na real-world examples na tinas in the real world. Tapos ang claim ng manufacturer, which is 430 kilometers, is our hypothesis mean or our rho. Tapos ang standard deviation natin, given na po dito, since sinabi naman po sa problem, meron tayong standard deviation of 50 kilometers. Tapos, naka-stated na din po ito na levels of significance of 0.05%. So, we use this formula. The z is equals to x bar minus rho over standard deviation over the square root of n. So, isa-substitute lang po natin yung nakuha nating given sa ating formula. So, magiging z is equals to 386 minus 450 over 50 over the square root of 30. Tapos, isasolve po natin yung numerator, kaya magiging z is equals to negative 64 over 50 over square root of 30. So, sa denominator naman po tayo, is-square root po natin muna yung 30, magiging 5.4772255705. Tapos, i-divide natin yung denominator, tapos magiging 9.8709299176. Tapos, i-divide natin yung negative 64 sa nakuha natin denominator na 9.128. Ang nakuha natin dito ay negative 7.011. Tapos, yung ating levels of significance ay 0.05%. Since very small ang level ng significance na to, since kapag gagawin mo siyang decimal point, 0.005 to. So, kapag hinanap natin sa z-table, basically 0 na lang yung z-critical natin. So, z is greater than, so we rejected HO since mas malaki yung negative 7.011. And so we reject HO since negative 7.011 is less than our Z critical value of negative 1645. So, ang ating conclusion, therefore, the manufacturer claims that the electric car range of 450 kilometers is not true. In fact, at a level significance of 0.05% typo, the car's actual range is actually 386 kilometers, much less than the manufacturer claims. So, we move on to example 2. So, sa example 2, meron tayong hospital. A hospital theoretically consumes 3.5 megawatts of electricity per day. But during a typhoon, the power was cut off the hospital due to an electricity pole to fall down. Now, the hospital has to rely on its generator to keep the hospital running for 1 day. While the electric company repaired the fallen pole, engineers suspect from the 40 readings they done from the generator that the hospital is very much capable of running the electricity plus power. With a sample mean of power output of 3.7 megawatts and a standard deviation of 0.4 megawatts, are the engineer's hypothesis true about the hospital producing excess electricity? Test it at a level of significance of 10%. So, meron tayong mula sa nakuhang value na computed din yung kinumpute ng mga engineers na 3.7 megawatts na kayang i-power ng hospital. Meron tayong hypothesis mean na 3.5 megawatts. Theoretically, hospital consumes 3.5 megawatts. Sabi sa example. Tapos, meron tayong standard deviation na given naman. Tapos, meron tayong sample size na 40 readings. At ang level significance natin ay 10%. So, kapag ginawa natin decimal ay 0.10%. So, magiging right-tailed to. Ang 0.10%, hanapin po natin sa z-table. Hahanapin po natin yung pinakamalapit na value sa 0.10% or exacto 0.10%. Tapos yun po magiging value ng z-critical po natin. So, the same tulad sa previous problem, same formula ang gagamitin natin. G is equals to x bar minus rho over standard deviation over the square root of n. So, ito. Tapos, isa-substitute natin yung values ng nakuha natin sa given sa formula natin. So, Z is equals to 3.7 minus 3.4 over 0.4 over the square root of 40. So, Z is equals to 0.2 over 0.0632456. So, i-divide natin ng 0.2 sa 0.06. So, maging Z is equals to 3.164. So, meron tayong right-tailed na Z na 3.164. Tapos, meron tayong Z critical na 1.82. Right-tailed. Since we got this value from the Z table and 3.164 is like greater than our Z critical. Mas malaki ang 3.164 kaysa sa Z critical natin na 1.82. So we reject HO since mas malaki nga yung 3.164 than our critical value. Since we rejected, yung magiging conclusion natin, since we rejected HO, we can propose that we have sufficient evidence testing at the 10% level of significance that the engineer's hypothesis that stated that the generator power outputs of 3.7 megawatts is much greater than the hospital consumption of 3.5 megawatts. This proves that the generator can support powering the hospital for one day is true. So, kayang i-power ng generator na to yung hospital for one day habang ginagawa ng electric company yung nahulog na cost ng kuryente. So, next problem naman tayo. Meron tayong karaoke machine on a manual stated that it gives the accuracy for giving the singers to give out a perfect score of 100 to singers 40% of the time. To test this claim, the technician tested 100 singers and found out only 25% received a perfect score. Test the hypothesis that our raw is 40% and our raw is not 40%. At a level of 13% of level of significance and a standard deviation of 10. So, meron tayong computed mean na 25% mula sa ating technicians. Meron tayo sample size sa 100 kasi 100 singers. Meron tayong standard deviation of 10 na given. Meron tayong raw or hypothesized mean na 40% at not equal to 40%. Since meron tayong 40% at not equal to 40%, we are testing for two-tailed. Tapos, we use the same formula kahit two-tailed tayo, pero magkakaiba ng konti after nito. So, we use the same formula na Z is equals to X bar minus rho over standard deviation over the square root of N. Si-substitute lang natin yung ating given 25 minus 40 over 10 over square root of 100. Tapos ang Z will be equals to negative 15 over 10 over 10 kasi in-square natin yung 100. Ang square ng 100 ay 10. 10 divided by 10 equals 1. Negative 15 over 1. Since pwede na siya maging whole number kasi 1 lang naman yung nasa dulo, magiging negative 15 na lang siya. Z is equal to negative 15. Tapos, ang pinakaiba na itong levels of significance sa left tail at right tail, ang gagawin natin, i-divide natin siya sa 2. Kasi, sa bell curve, yung two-tailed ay magkaparehon na merong value sa between two tails sa bell curve. So, i-divide natin sa 2. So, meron tayong 13% na levels of significance. Yung 13% magiging 0.13 kasi gagawin natin decimal. So, 0.13 divided by 2 is equal to 0.065. Tapos, ang gagawin natin, since ako na natin 0.065, i-minus natin sa 1. Bakit natin yung ma-minus sa 1? Kasi, i-minus natin siya sa 1 kasi two-tailed ang problem mo na kukunin. Hanapin mo yung parang values na nasa gitna ng positive at negative 0.065. Tapos, di ba may value na tayo ng 0.935? Hanapin natin yan sa Z-table. Pag nahanap natin sa Z-table yung closest sa 0.935 or exact 0.935, makukuha natin sa Z-table ay positive, negative 1.51. Since bakit positive at negative 1.51? Since two-tailed nga tayo, need natin ilagay yon since malay mo, positive Z value ang makuha natin or negative Z value. So, ang gagawin natin, ito-compare na natin siya. Since meron tayong Z value ng negative 15 at ang Z critical natin ay negative 1.51. We reject HO since negative 15 is less than our negative 1.51. So, dahil ni-reject natin yung HO, we can prove that at a level of 13% significance, we can infer that there's a sufficient evidence to reject the claim that our karaoke machine give out a perfect score of 40% of the time. The observed accuracy by the technicians of 25% were true, a much lower accuracy than the claim accuracy stated by the machine's manual. So, yung conclusion natin, ang nakuha natin ay ang totoong value ng accuracy ng karaoke machine ay 25%, hindi 40% na nakastate sa manual.
So, punta na naman tayo sa test on variance and normal distribution of various unknown. So, dito naman, t-test ang hinahanap at yung difference. So, this means we use a small group of collected data to find out if there is a real difference or effect in the whole population. Instead of checking everyone or everything, we use the sample results to make a conclusion. So, imbes na yung buong population ang bibigyan ng survey or experiment, gagawa ng experiment, kukuha lang tayo ng sample size para sila yung gumawa. At kung ano makukuha nila, yun yung magiging reflection for the whole population. Yun ang magiging conclusion. So, if the sample shows a big enough difference, it says that something has changed. So, may nagbago kung mataas talaga yung difference. And if it's small, hindi siya malakas. We say it's probably stayed the same pa rin siya, and the change might just be due to chances. Chance lang siya. Though, sa chance na yan, dun papasok yung p-value. Pero focus muna tayo sa t-test. So, ito ang formula for t-test. Okay, for t value, which is the x bar or the sample mean, rho O, or the old or expected average, over the sample standard deviation, or the S, over the number of samples, or the N. So, para mas maintindihan ang formula na ito, punta tayo sa given example, which is the College of Engineering of State Universities gives an entrance examination to all incoming freshmen. Those who obtain scores equals or to higher than the required passing mark are accepted into the college before the implementation of the K-12 system. The average score of the incoming freshman was 80%. Because of the K-12 program, the entrance examination was suspended for 2 years. It was believed that the quality of the first-year students might have changed after the implementation. To verify this claim, the Dean of College conducted a study to determine whether the quality of freshman students has changed. A random sample of 15 students was selected, and they were given the same entrance examination. The results of the test showed that the average score of the 15 students was 83%, and the standard deviation of the score was 5%. The Dean wants to test if the average score has significantly changed at the 1% level difference. So, list muna tayo ng values. So, sample size. Ang sample size ay 15 since sila lang yung gumawa nung experiment, nung exam, sila lang nag-exam. Sila yung sample size. So, 15. Sample mean, 83 since yun yung new. Yun yung nakuha ng sample size natin. Then the standard deviation, which is already given, the 5%, and the claim population, which is 80 from the original. Yun yung original na nakuha na test from the bago mag-K-12. And the level of significance was 1%, or here we're going to make it 0.01 per condition. So solve natin gamit yung formula. So salpak lang natin yung formula and yung given values. X bar is to 15, which is 83 minus 80 over 5 yung the sample standard deviation over square root of 15, which is the sample size. And makukuha natin dyan ng 2.32. Pero hindi pa yun yung sagot. When we computed the 2.32, that's only the test statistics. It shows how far our sample mean is from the claim mean. But by itself, the number doesn't tell us yet the difference is big enough to be important. That's why we need to compare it to something like the critical value. So, hahanapin natin yung critical value, which will serve as the standard or boundary. Kaya kailangan natin hanapin ng critical value from the t-table to compare them. Kung mas mataas ang 2.32 sa makukuha natin sa table, ay ibig sabihin patunay yun na tumaas ang percentage from the original. Kung less naman, edi we do not reject the first claim, which means there's not enough proof that anything has changed. Walang patunay, hindi sapat na evidence. So, gawa muna tayong hypothesis. First is the null hypothesis or the HO. Since ang hypothesis ng una is there's no change in yun yung unang hypothesis, there's no change in the average exam score. Walang pagbabago. Kahit na-implement na yung K-12, walang nagbago. Kaya M is equals to 80. Kaya siya equals kasi hindi naman hinahanap sa problem kung nag-decrease ba siya or increase. Kung nag-decrease or increase siya, yan ay greater than or less than. Pero at this case, no change ang so equal siya. And the alternative hypothesis is not equals to 80. So it could be higher or lower. So since hindi siya right tail or left tail, siya ay two-head tail. Two-head tail nga. Two-head tail. So magagamit natin yung tail na yan sa pag-figure out sa critical value mamaya. So hanapin muna natin yung depth points or the degrees of freedom. So the formula for this is n minus 1. N natin yung sample size, 15 minus 1 is equals to 14. Then yung significance natin over 2. Bakit 2? Kasi two-head tail to. Itong hypothesis natin. Since change nga, then could be higher or lower. So dalawang direction. So divide natin, we have 0.05. It's 0.005 value. Okay. So tignan na natin yung t-table. Ang value natin ay 14 and 0.005. So 14. Ito ang 14. Hanapin natin si 0.05. Ito, 0.05. Nasaan siya nakatapat? 2.977. Nakatapat siya sa 2.977. So, magiging value natin ay 2.977. Doon nakuha yung 2.977. So, anong mas malaki? 2.32 or 2.977? 2.977. Mas malaki, syempre. See? 2.977. Since 2.32 is less than 2.977, the computed value does not fall in the rejection region. Therefore, we do not reject the null hypothesis. So, there's no change in the average exam score kahit nag-implement ng K-12. Even though, meaning that 1% level significance, there's not enough evidence. So, to say that the average exam score has changed, even though the sample mean 83% is slightly higher than the old mean, the difference is not large enough to be statistically significant. The small increase could just be due to normal variation in the sample. So, meaning, pwede natin gamitin yung p-value since it tells us how possible or how rare a result if the claim is really true. If the old average is still true, how likely is it to get the new sample result by chance? So, pag p-value nga, magagamit ang p-value for second verification ng ating problem kung may nag-change nga ba or or still the same. So, compute natin kung paano makuha yung p-value. Add tayong page. Wait. So, paano nga ba paano nga ba makuha ang p-value? So, ang value natin nung una is 2 point, ang value natin nung una is 2 point, ang value natin nung una is 2.32. Yan yung t-statistics natin, di ba? So, tignan natin sa t-table. Tingin tayo sa 14. Ano, ang 2.32 ay between 2.145 and 2.624. So, yun yung gagamitin nating value mamaya. And nasa two-tails siya. Siya ay between 0.05 and 0.02. So, is between 2.145 and 2.624 or 0.05, 0.02. Tama ba? O baliktad? Ay, baliktad. 2.145. 2.145. 0.05. 2.145. Ay, tama pala. Tama. So, hanapin natin kung saan pinakamalapit sa 2.32 sa dalawa. Di ba sa 2.145? So, siya ang gagamitin natin. 2.145 minus lang natin sa kanyang counterpart which is the 2.624 and 2.145 minus 2.32 minus lang natin. So makukuha nating value dyan ay 0.0479 79 ba? Ay mali. 479 and 0.175. Yan ang ating value for these two. So, tapos, ang gagawin natin din i-divide natin yung dalawa. I-divide natin itong dalawa. Makukuha natin dyan ay 0.365. So, salpak na natin sa formula na ito, which is P is equals to 0.05. Bakit 0.05? Kasi, ang pinakamalapit ay yung 2.145 sa 2.32. So, gagamitin natin yung 0.05 niya. Minus 0.365, yung nakuha nating value din times lang 0.05 minus 0.02. Ang magkakalabas ng p-value natin ay 0.039, which means that 0.039 ang significance value natin ay 0.01, di ba? Anong mas mataas sa dalawa? Di ba ito? Is greater than 0.039 is greater than 0.01. Since the value is greater than the significance, we do not reject H, meaning tama ang naging sagot natin din. Tama ang naging conclusion natin din sa t-statistics and t-critical value, which the quality of freshman students has not changed significantly after the implementation of the K-12. So, itong 83% na to na nakuha nila, so it could be just chances. Okay? So, next problem naman tayo. Ito na, next problem na tayo. Given example 1, Cherry Mobile claims its new Cherry 6.7 battery lasts on average 15. So, kiniklaim agad ng company na 15 hours yung single charge. And yun na yung una nating hypothesis, HO na yan. A user suspects this claim is exaggerated and tests a random sample of 10 phones. The sample has an average battery life of 14.2 hours with the standard deviation of 1.5 hours. Test the hypothesis at a level 5% significance. So ang hypothesis natin din ay yung 15 hours could be true, totoo yung sinasabi ng company. And yung second hypothesis or the alternative ay yung user naman. Yung nagsususpect na mas mababa dun sa kaniklaim na 15 hours. So, dini pa lang, left tail, one tail na agad siya, one tail na agad siya. Okay, so sa formula naman tayo. Sample size is 10 since sila lang yung gumawa ng experiment. Sample mean 14.2. Yun yung expected nilang The standard deviation is 1.5 hours. Claim population mean is 15, yung original. And the level significance is 0.05 kasi 5% ang nasa given. So, salpak lang natin sa formula. 14 salpak lang natin sa formula. 14.2 minus 10. 15 pala. S for 1.5 square root of 10. Makukuha natin dyan sagot ay negative 1.69. Tama lang since left tail. So, nasa left, negative. So, tingnan, hindi pa yan yung sagot based from previous given. Hanapin, yan ay test statistics pa lang. Hanapin pa natin yung T-critical value. At para makuha yan, yung depth points, 9 minus 1 or 10 minus 1 is equals to 9. And the significance value is 0.05. Since one tail siya, it is what it is. Hindi na natin siya kailangan i-divide sa 2 since one tail lang naman siya. So, punta tayo sa T-table. Makikita natin 9 nga yun. 9 ang depth points. So, di na tayo titingin. And ang value natin ay 0.05. 0.05. Hanapin natin ang 0.05. Ito siya. 1.833. Tama ba? Negative 1.833. So, ang value natin din is negative 1.69 and negative 1.833. Anong mas malaki? 'Di ba? 1.69. Negative to kaya mas malaki tong 1.69. So, conclusion natin din is the 5% significance level. There's not enough evidence to conclude that the average battery life is less than 15 hours. We do not reject since it is 1.69 is greater than the negative 1.833. So, tama ang hypothesis ng kumpanya which is 15 hours. Tama yung kanyang claim. Next problem naman tayo. Tony Stark produced arc reactor with an... tama ba? Ito pala muna tayo. Kabaliktad na. Example 2. Giancarlo believes that a new training program has increased the gamer's average rank points. The known average rank before the program was 2,000 points. After the program, a sample of 8 gamers showed an average rank of 2,150 points with a standard deviation of 12 points. Test his claim at the 1% level significance. So, gawa muna tayo ng hypothesis. So, ang kiniklaim na null hypothesis is the training program did not increase the average rank points. So, di daw nag-increase yung kiniklaim ng yan. Tapos yung HF1, nag-ano daw, the training program increased the average rank points. Kaya siya less than ba? Kasi ang hypothesis niya ay ini-increase kaya siya ay right tail. Right tail. So single tail pa lang siya, one tail. So gamitin natin yung formula, sample size 8 lang, 8 gamers. Sample mean 2,150 yung nakuha na ng 8 gamers na yan. The standard deviation is 12, given na. The population mean is 8, population mean is 2,000. Mali, meron 2,000 to 2,000. Typo. Then, the level of significance 0.01 since 1% ang mas given. So, salpak lang natin ang formula. Ang makukuha natin sa sagot dyan ay 35.34. Since hindi pa yun ang sagot, hanapin ulit natin sa T critical value para maset ng boundary, which is the n-1 is 8 minus 1 is equal to 7. Tapos yung right significant is 0.01. Since one tail lang siya, it is what it is. 0.01 na siya. Hindi na siya kailangan divide. Hanapin siya, 7 and 0.01. 7 siya. 7. One tail, tingin sa taas, 0.01. 2.998 ang magiging value. So, i-difference na natin. 35.34 is greater than the 2.998. Mga greater than. So, conclusion niya ay at the 1% significant level, there's a sufficient evidence to support Giancarlo's claim that the new game has increased the gamer's average rank points. So, tama tong alternative hypothesis natin na yung program daw ay nakakatulong sa pagtaas ng kanilang skills. Greater than Next. Final example for this t-test. Tony Stark produced arc reactor with an explosion rating of 100 volts. Arc reactor exploding below 100 volts can cause serious safety risk. Bruce Banner suspects of production errors causing the device to explode at lower voltages. He tests a random sample of 7 reactor destruction and finds to explode at an average of 96 volts. With a standard deviation 3 volts, test whether the arc reactor are exploding below the safety rating at the 1% level significance. So, gawa muna ulit tayo ng hypothesis. Unahin lagi natin yung hypothesis. So, HFO, 100 volts, minimit yung explosion rating. Yun yung kiniklaim ng company. So, kiniklaim naman ng isa, below 100, sasabog. Kaya di na tayo pipili mamaya ano magiging conclusion. So, di na naman tayo sa formula. Sample size Since 7 arc reactor laang in experiment. Sample mean, 96. May sumabog na 96 na 7 arc reactor. Sample mean deviation, sample standard deviation 3. Sample, okay, 3. Deviation 3, 3. Nabulag na ako. The claim population mean is 100. Kine-claim ng company. Or ni Tony Stark na 100 volts, kaya siya yung mean. And the level significance is 0.01 since 1% lang yung level din eh. Since decrease siya, left-tailed siya. So, one-tailed lang siya. So, yung 0.01 mamaya sa T-critical value is, it is what it is. So, salpak natin yung formula din eh. Makukuha natin sa ay negative 3.143. Ay, mali. Negative 3.53. Tapos yung T-critical value natin, n-1 or 7 minus 1 is equals to 6, 0.01. Tingin tayo sa T-table. 6 siya. 0.01. 0.01. Ito. 6. 3.143. Negative since left. Since nasa left tayo. Anong mas malaki sa dalawa? Edi, itong 3.143. Since negative sila, mas malaki ito. So, since mas malaki ang 3.143 kaysa sa 3.53, there is a sufficient evidence to conclude that the reactor are exploding below the 100 volt safety rating. This indicates a serious safety hazard that required immediate attention. So, sapat yung ebidensya na sumasabog siya below 96%. Yun lang for this t-test.
Test unvariance and statistical deviation of a normal distribution. The chi-square distribution is used to test a single population variance or standard deviation. Ang chi-square distribution daw ay ginagamit upang subukan ng isang pahayag tungkol sa isang variance or standard deviation na mula sa isang populasyon. And the formula for the chi-square test for a single variance is chi-squares equals n-1 times sample variance over sigma squared, where n equals sample size and s squared is the sample variance and sigma squared equals population variance and n-1 is the degrees of freedom. The chi-square test is based on the 3 key assumption. Sample must be randomly selected from the population. Dapat daw ang sample ay random na kukuhanin mula sa napiling populasyon. Next, the population must be normally distributed for the variable studied. Dapat ang populasyon ay may normal na distribution. Next is the observation must be independent of each other. Dapat ang bawat obserbasyon ay hindi nakadepende sa isa't isa. Okay, next slide. Example number 1. 8 bulbs with a claim lifespan variance of 100 hours squared. A quality control engineer suspect the variance has changed. A random sample of n equals 16 bulbs give an example variance of equals 64 squared. 64 r squared. Significance level equals 0.05. Test the claim the population variance is 100 hours squared. Assume the population is normally distributed. Our given is n equals 16 and sample variance equals 64 and our population variance equals 100 and our levels of significance is 0.05. Using our formula and this is the solution. Hypothesis, our null hypothesis sample variance equals 100 and sample variance not equal to 100. And test any statistic, chi-square, using our formula chi-square, n-1 sample variance squared over population variance equals 16 minus 1 times 64 over 100 equals 9.6, and degrees of freedom equals 15. Critical value, our critical values totaled at significance level of 0.05 G square, 0.025, and 15 equals 6.262, and G square 0.975 and 15 equals 27.488. Decision rule, reject null hypothesis if G square less than 6.262 or G square greater than 27.488. Our computed value G square equals 9.6, and decision fail to reject null hypothesis. And our conclusion, at the significance level of 0.05, there is no significant evidence that the population variance differs from 100 squared. And another example, next slide. Example 2. A machine is designed to fill bags of sugar with a standard deviation of 2 grams. A quality analysis believed the machine filling variation has increased. Random sample of 10 bags has a sample standard deviation of 2.8 grams at significance level of 0.05. Test whether the population standard deviation is greater than 2 grams. Assume the population is normally distributed. Our given is n equals 10, s equals 2.8, sigma equals 2, and alpha equals 0. Our significance level is 0.05. And using our formula, chi squared equals n minus 1 sample variance squared over population variance. And our hypothesis, null hypothesis sample variance equals 4, and our alternative hypothesis greater than 4. Test statistics, chi square chi square equals 10 minus 1 times 2.8 squared over 4 equals 17.64. Our degrees of freedom is equals 9, and critical value, right-tailed significance level of 0.05, G square 0.95, and 9 equals 16.919. Our decision rule, reject hypothesis, reject our null hypothesis if G square greater than 16.919, and our computed value G square equals 17.64. Our decision reject our null hypothesis. Conclusion, at the significance level of 0.05, there is sufficient evidence that the population standard deviation is greater than 2 grams, and the machine show increased variation in filling weights. Example number 3. A professor believes the scores of her student on a math test have less variation than before. Previously, the scores had a standard deviation of 10 points. A random sample of 8 students give a sample standard deviation of 7 points. At a 0.05 significance level, test if the variation in score has decreased. Assume the scores are normally distributed. Our given n equals 8, S equals 7, and our sigma equals 10, and our significance level equals 0.05. Using our formula, chi-square equals n minus 1 sample variance over population variance. Solution. In our hypothesis, sample variance equals 10 squared equals 100. Our alternative hypothesis, sample variance less than 100. Test on statistic, chi-square equals, using our formula chi-square, n minus 1 sample variance over population variance equals 8 minus 1 times 7 squared over 100 equals 7 times 49 over 100 equals 343 over 100 equals 3.43. Our degrees of freedom is equal 7. And our critical value left tailed, our significance level is equal 0.05. Our chi-square 0.05 and 7 equals 2.167. In our decision rule, reject our hypothesis, our null hypothesis if chi-square is greater than 2.67. And our computed value 3.43 greater than 2.167. Decision failed to reject null hypothesis. Conclusion. At the 0.05 significance level, there is no sufficient evidence that the population variance or standard deviation is less than 100. The variation in the students has significantly decreased.
So for our test on a population proportion, it states that the test of population proportion is a statistical method used to determine whether the proportion or percentage of a certain characteristic in a population is equal to, greater than, or less than, or hypothesized value. So in short, ang atin daw pong test on a population proportion, ito yung test para sumukat ng percentage or proportion ng sample expected doon sa assumed outcome. So makikita nyo tong gantong population proportion kapag sinusukat na dito yung mga malalaking number ng samples. For example, ginagamit kasi ito sa surveys, ganyan, kasi marami nang involved eh. And dito rin papasok yung pagpe-perform ng C-test. So kailangan din natin ng table dito para malaman natin yung level of significance. Ito yung kanyang formula, z is equal to x minus n times p sub naught over square root of n p sub naught q sub naught. Actually, marami tong formula kung titingnan nyo sa internet. Maraming derivation ng formula na to. Pero ito yung naka-base dun sa book, so ito yung ating susundin. Yung z dito, ito yung ating kukomputin. Tapos yung x naman dito, ito yung observed successes. Tapos yung n, ito yung total number or yung sample. Tapos yung p sub naught, ito naman yung proportion or yung percentage. Kapag nakita nyo yun sa mismong given na may percentage, may proportion, may rate, papasok na siya mismo talaga sa test on population proportion. Tapos dito naman sa Q sub naught, ang kanyang dito is 1 minus P sub naught or yung failure proportion, yung kapaligtaran or yung matitira dun sa success based dun sa observe. Para mas malinawan kayo, nag-provide ako dito ng tatlong example. So ito yung ating example for number 1. Group 5 of the EDA class claims that more than 75% of electrical students at Batangas State University are right-handed. In a random sample of 150 electrical students, 120 reported that they are right-handed. Is there sufficient evidence to support the claim at a 0.5 10 level of significance. So, first thing first, kapag gagawa tayo ng solution, kailangan natin i-states muna natin ano ba yung mga given. So, sa given natin dito, ano ba yung claim natin? Yung claim natin dito ay yung 0.75 or yung 75% ng mga electrical students sa Batangas State University. Tapos, hanapin din natin kung ano yung sample size. Ang sample size dito is N is equals to gaano karami yung involved. Ang involved dito is 150 electrical students. Yung number of right-handed, ito yung successes based dun sa observation. At yung successes dito is 120 reported na sila daw yung mga right-handed. So, sa significance level, lagi namang given yung significance level, 0.0, ayan, 0.10, or 0.1. Tapos sa Q sub naught, ito yung matitira kapag i-minus mo yung P sub naught mo. 1 minus P sub naught is equals to 0.25. Ito yung formula natin, ilalapat natin sa kabila. Pero kailangan kapag mag-ano tayo nito, i-identify muna natin kung ano yung claim natin by hypothesis. Itong hypothesis may dalawa siya. Yung isa, null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Tandaan po natin kapag null hypothesis, dito po papasok yung greater than equal, less than equal, ganyan. While on the other hand, dito naman sa ating alternative hypothesis, dito papasok yung greater than, less than, at equal to, basta ganun. And sinasabi daw dito, more than 75% of electrical students. Ibig sabihin, mas marami daw yung population or more than daw yung population dun sa stated proportion. So yun itong magiging claim natin. Tandaan po natin na kapag ganyan na more than, basta mas marami, papasok siya sa one-tailed or yun, tailed test. Pero dun pa rin papasok kung ito ba yung left-tailed or right-tailed. And since sinabi dito na more than, papasok siya sa right-tailed. So critical value naman, by looking at the table, ito yung ating level of significance, no, yung 0.10. Pag titingnan nyo yan sa table, hanapin nyo dito kung one-tail or two-tail. Since one-tail nga tayo, hanapin nyo dito yung katapat niya, 0.10, ayan, dito siya. And then, lagi nyo titingnan yung pinakailalim niya, dito kayo magbe-base, at ang magiging value nito is ito, 1.282. So 1.282 siya. Ayan. 1.282, yun yung ating critical value. And back tayo sa formula, ilalapat lamang natin yung mga given sample doon sa formula. Z is equals to 120 minus 150 times 0.75 over the square root of 150 times 0.75. Tapos, ima-minus na natin yung 1 sa 0.75. Dilalabas na dito yung 0.25. Tapos, pwede nyo naman itong erecta na sa calculator. Ang magiging sagot dyan is 1.74. 1.41 rather. So next step natin is gagawa na tayo ng decision rule. Pinaka-effective dito or safe na gawin natin is yung bell curve. Drawing lang kayo dyan, gitna ay 0. Dito sa part na to, sa right part, ito ay always positive. Sa left part, ito ay always negative. At sabi daw dito, yung ating critical value ay naka-level dito sa 1.82. Dito siya. And then, i-shade nyo na yung region na yun. Yan, yung tira, shade region nyo na yan. Yan yung shade region. Tapos yung value ng ating na-compute na Z. Since pumasok siya dun sa shaded region, yung 1.41, ibig sabihin lamang yan na rejected yung ating null hypothesis, while accepted naman yung ating alternative hypothesis. Tatandaan nyo rin po dito na kapag yung ating sagot dun sa computed na Z ay pumasok sa shaded region, automatic po lagi yun na yung ating alternative hypothesis is accepted na. So pwede na tayong mag-conclude, kompleto na yung ating mga kailangang hanapin. Ang mako-conclude lang natin dito is there's a sufficient evidence at the 0.10 level of significance to support group 5 claims that more than 75% of electrical students at Batangas State University are right-handed. Ibig sabihin lamang, hindi tama yung sinasabi na ang group 5 daw, yung claim nila na 75% daw dun sa lahat ng tinest nila is right-handed. And then, yun nga, rejected po yung null hypothesis. Ito po yung value ng Z, 1.41, rejected po yung ating null, and then yung ating pong claim is supported. Let's go to the example number 2. Dito naman po sa ating example number 2, Sir Apollo, who is in the digital marketing, claims that 80% of his buyers are satisfied with the product he sells. To test this claim, he surveyed N is equals to 200 buyers and X is equals to 148 of them said that they were satisfied at the alpha is equals to 0.05 level of significance test Sir Apollo's claim. So kailangan nating i-prove dito yung claim ni Sir Apollo na 85% daw, 80% rather ng kanilang mga ng kanyang buyers is satisfied sa binebenta niya. O input ulit natin yung given natin, yung claim. Ano yung claim niya? 80%. 80% into decimal 0.80. Tapos yung sample size natin, ayan, given na din dito, 200 yung involved na buyers. Tapos yung number of satisfied, yung mga satisfied daw na buyers is 148. Then yung significance level naman po natin, given na din po yan dito sa ating problem. Ito po 0.05. And then para po mahanap natin again yung Q sub naught, 1 minus P sub naught is equals to yung ating Q sub naught. Yung ating P sub naught po dito, 0.80. Eh di may 0.20 po tayo dito. Yan po yung ating Q sub naught. Yung formula po ulit natin, ganun lang ulit. Ipapasok lamang po natin yung mga given natin. Sa hypothesis po, ang claim natin, since sinabi dito, wala siyang exactly sinabi kung less than, kung greater than, ang sinabi lamang niya, 80% of his buyers. So sa mga gantong mga situation po or sa mga gantong scenario, kapag wala pong in states kung less than or greater than, papasok po siya sa equal. Equal po yung magiging claim. So kapag equal po, papasok siya sa null hypothesis. Kapag hindi naman po equal nga, edi papasok siya doon sa ating alternative hypothesis. Kapag equal po, kailangang i-oppose ng ating alternative hypothesis. And then yung significance level po natin dito, nakalagay din po, A alpha is equals to 0.05. So since nasa sa null hypothesis tayo, dalawa yung magiging tail dito. Magiging dalawa yung tail test natin dito. And yung i-test natin dito is yung 0.80. Yung critical value natin na given, nakalagay po dito given natin na critical value ay wala pa pala. Bale, nakalagay dito ang alpha niya ay 0.05. By looking at the table, dun po natin malalaman kung ano yung kanyang equivalent. So, 0.8, 2 tails po siya. Ayan. And then, sa pinakababa po, diyan po natin mahanap. Wait lang. Ano ba yung given na tail? Yung 0.8. 0.05 pala po. 0.05. Yan. Dito, 2 tails. 0.05. Ayun, dito. Tapos, kung ano yung pinakababa nitong Z, yun, 1.960. Yun yung magiging level of significance. Ayan. Tapos, meron na tayong ganun, yung critical, asan ba yun? Ayan, meron na tayo palang value ng critical value na 1.960. So, since dalawa nga yung ating kailangang hanapin, sa ating bell curve, dalawa din po yung ating ipa-plot. Yung isa po dito is negative 1.960. Tapos yung isa naman po sa right side ay positive 1.960. And then, compute po ulit natin based dun po sa ating formula. Ang Z po natin is equals to 148 minus 200 times 0.80 over 200, square root of 200 times 0.80 times yung pinag-minus po na 1 minus P sub naught is equals to 0.20. So, pwede nyo na yung ilagay sa inyong calculator. Ang lalabas po dito is negative 2.12. Yung negative 2.12 po, nandoon po siya sa left side. So, dito po kayo magbe-base sa ating bell curve. Nasa left side po siya. And then, nandoon, and then yung and then yung negative 1.960 is mas malaki kaysa doon sa negative 2.12, kasama po siya sa shaded na region. So, papasok po ulit siya doon sa shaded region. Again po, kapag pumasok po siya sa shaded region, ang mangyayari po niyan, i-accept po yung alternative while yung atin naman pong null ay i-reject. Tapos, pwede na po kayo mag-conclude dyan kung nahanap niyo na po yung nasundan niyo na po yung 6 steps. Yung conclusion po natin dito, there is a sufficient evidence that the 0.05 level of significance to conclude that the proportion of satisfied buyers is not equal to 80%. Therefore, Sir Apollo's claim is not supported by the data. Ibig sabihin lamang niya, niyan na yung sinusupport, yung kine-claim ni Sir Apollo ay hindi totoo. Or more or less siguro, equal siya, ganon, not equal siya, less than siya, or greater than siya. Again po, yung value natin ng Z is negative 2.12, tapos mas malaki po siya sa 1.96 sa ating critical value. So meaning to say, rejected po yung ating null. And yung claim po natin dito is not supported. Sa atin pong example number 3, ayan, a political researcher claims that less than 60% of voters support the new city ordinance. To verify this, a random sample of n equals to 200 voters was surveyed, and x is equals to 125 said they support the ordinance. At the 0.05 level of significance, test the researcher's claim. Lagay po ulit natin dito, ano ba yung claim natin dito? Sabi daw dito ay less than 60. Ibig sabihin, mas mababa sa 60%. Ibig sabihin, papasok din po siya sa alternative hypothesis. Iko-contradict po natin siya sa null hypothesis. Ang gagawin po natin, mas mataas yung P sa 0.60 or equal dun sa 0.66. So, yung given po natin ditong rest, ayan, makikita niyo po sa ating problem. Ang sample size po natin dito is 200 po. Tapos yung number of satisfied buyers naman po, yung success observed ay 125. Ayan yung mga nagso-support dun sa satisfied ordinance pala. And then yung significance level nito is 0.05. By looking at the z-test table, ganun ulit, hanapin nyo lamang dito. Since 1K lamang siya, dito siya tapatak sa ibabaw. 0.05, ayun. Tapos yung pinakailalim niya, 1.645. Yun po yung magiging value ng ating critical value. Ayan. And sabi nga po, less than, ibig sabihin lamang nito, papasok siya sa negative or sa left side. To compute po yung ating z, ilalapat lang ulit po natin siya sa formula. Z is equals to 125 minus 200 times 0.60 over 200 is square root of 200 times 0.60 times 0.40. Ayan, ilagay nyo lang po yan sa calculator at ang magiging sagot nyo po diyan dapat ay 0.72. Drawing ulit po tayo ng curve, ng bell curve. Ayan po. Sabi dito, negative 1.645. So, papasok siya dito sa ating left side. Yan, left side, negative 1.645. And then yung na-compute natin na z is equals to 0.72. Ay yung 0.72 yun ay mas malaki kaysa negative 1.645. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya pumasok doon sa shaded region. Kapag hindi siya pumasok sa shaded region, tandaan natin na i-accept natin yung ating null hypothesis, tapos i-reject naman natin yung alternative hypothesis. So, pwede na tayo mag-conclude. So, nahanap na natin kung tama ba yung claim ng political researcher. At sinasabi rito na there is not evidence at the 0.05 level of significance to support the researcher claims that less than 60% of voters support the new city ordinance. Therefore, we accept null hypothesis and we fail to support alternative hypothesis. The proportion of supporters is not less than 60%. Ibig sabihin lamang nito na mas malaki dapat yung value ng P sa 0.60 or sa 60%. Para mas malinawan kayo, input nyo lang po ulit yung value ng Z, 0.72. Tapos, since mas malaki nga po yung nahanap natin na value 0.72 kaysa dun sa expected natin na negative 1.65, ibig sabihin lamang po nito na yung ating pong null hypothesis ay accepted and marireject naman po natin yung alternative hypothesis.